Guys, I gotta be honest. I've been enjoying H3H3 content. I know. Crucify me now. Fucking burn me at the stake. Oh, dear Lord. How could you ever enjoy the hey girly guy?
You guys always underestimate my autism skills.
To me, at least, ever since he started to, lose weight and everything, and he ended his whole show with Hassan Piker, he just seems a lot happier, and he seems like he's just been having, the whole Vosh shit was super funny, and as of recent, he hasn't been so, gung-ho, I hate anyone who disagrees with me politically. And why would I say that? Well, recently, he was on a podcast with Bradley Martin and Steiny.
You okay over there?
No, I want my mom to pick me up.
Both of these guys are more dude bro, kind of right middle of the road kind of guys, which, nothing wrong with that. I don't really care much about politics personally. It's just funny to see drama unfold around it, I gotta be honest. But I think this podcast was pretty good. At the beginning, Ethan takes a couple of shots at Andrew Scholes and says, oh yeah, he's such an asshole.
I think that I was just riffing off that and being like, who the f*** is this Steiny guy? And trying to be funny mostly.
Sure.
But I think what changed is I've learned a lot about Schultz, and I think he's actually an asshole. And also
what
a
makes
giant
you
douche.
think that?
I've seen the way he talks to his guests. He's been in things with a few guests where he just comes off as such a asshole.
Which I gotta agree with. Andrew Scholes definitely seems like a fucking egotistical freak sometimes.
You don't know if you got a car?
I remember a few years ago, whenever he was first starting up his Flagrant podcast, it was pretty good and I enjoyed it. It was a lot better whenever it was mainly just him and whatever his fucking co-host's name was. It was pretty funny. I enjoyed watching it, but then they got this whole new podcast fucking set and everything, and it just really went straight to his head, it seems. But because he was on the podcast with Steiny, ladies and gentlemen, they talked about Steiny and Andrew Scholes' drama together, which I have a few thoughts on, okay? First off, Steiny tries to recharacterize the whole situation, saying that all I did was ask one bad question.
I think there is that fear that, are these guys f***ing with me? Because historically, there's pranks involved. They can't tell what's genuine and what's not. Mm-hmm. So I think that could have been going through his head a little bit.
Sure.
So he's like, yo, are these guys f***ing with me or not?
What did you ask him that set him off? I don't remember.
Dude, I asked him because, I've gone to the Comedy Store 100 times. I've watched this shit. I watch all the clips on TikTok. I see how they work with, crowd work. Mm-hmm. And I asked him if he ever genuinely had offended, a heckler. Or because, you always see this stuff and you can't tell if it's real or not sometimes.
Yeah, I can understand why he didn't think that was an amazing question.
Yeah, but it's not no, but it's not, I'm not trying to get him in trouble, but I'm like, yo, have you ever actually, because he will get edgy. If you watch some of his stuff.
But I think the obvious answer is yes, obviously. If people are
so
heckling
then why is
him,
it a big deal to just be like, yeah, I have?
No, you're right. He didn't.
Which, no, dude, okay, I watched the podcast. What happened was you got called out for being on your phone, which in the grand scheme of things wasn't that bad, especially since there were two other co-hosts on the fucking podcast. They could have just talked to him while you were texting or whatever the fuck.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
It's hard to have empathy for that.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
I think we lost him.
What?
No, my fault. I don't even know where I was gonna go. Where are we at?
I have no idea.
I'm pretty buzzed, low key.
No, I'm a little buzzed. That moonshine hit me.
But still, if you agreed to be on a podcast with a dude who's, everyone's time there is kind of valuable, you know what I mean? So if you agreed to do that, then just be in the moment. That's not too much to ask, okay? But then he asked a pretty shitty question. He was just like, oh, in your stand-up, do you ever talk to the crowd and do crowd work? And then Andrew Schultz just makes fun of him.
Have you ever made a joke where you thought it was gonna go really well and it went really bad?
Yeah.
Can you give us an example of that?
I had a lot of early in my career, I didn't know how to get away with jokes. So you don't have the skills to execute them. So you just say these offensive things and then people get offended.
Give us an example, will you?
I mean, I had people throw fucking candles at me.
No, but
beers
what'd
at
you
me.
say?
I don't even remember. I honestly don't remember. I just remember the violence.
Do you have a favorite?
in like a comedy club?
Yeah. Fights all the time. All the time.
Do you have a favorite group or something you like to go after or joke about?
No. It's like whatever I'm passionate about. I got to have like a interest in it. I don't know how to just make jokes about like Uber. Like something has to bother me. I think that's the hardest thing about having money is that less things bother you. You know?
What bothers you the most right now?
Nothing.
Nothing bothers you?
You looking at your phone while we're doing this interview and everybody's seeming disinterested.
Were you looking at notes or texting girls?
Notes.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Me taking time out of my day to do this and then feeling
Dude,
like
I've
I'm
never
forcing you guys to do the podcast.
I've never been more
That
excited to
annoyed
do a
me.
podcast.
Say again?
I've never been more excited. I'm sorry. I had to
Don't
look at my notes.
apologize. You don't have
No.
to apologize. You asked me what annoyed me and I gave you an honest answer.
Wait, are you being serious about that?
Yeah. That annoyed me.
Really?
Yes.
So if
Is
someone
that surprising to you?
well, if I'm looking at my notes, I have some things personally that I wrote that I wanted to ask you. Not on there.
Okay.
So I can't look at that and then ask you that.
I mean, you can, I guess.
What if someone in the audience is on their phone when you're doing that?
Then they're going to get the same treatment you got.
Would you call them out?
Yes.
Have you done that before?
Yes.
And how's that reaction?
Good.
They get as offensive as I do?
I don't think you're offensive. I think you're offended.
Offended, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, well, my fault.
There's no fault. It's fine. You asked me how I felt. I gave you an honest reaction.
All right, my bad. Fuck.
And it would have been one thing if it was just you texting, okay, and then you asked one bad question. All right, that would have been fine. But then you left the podcast, and then you came back, and then you had this weird little, like, crybaby outburst, and just screaming about, like, oh my God, what did I do wrong? And you just kept making it about yourself.
Yeah.
So that's why it's really unfair. You're allowed to say, hey, I'm on stake.
Yeah.
I'm doing this on stake.
Yeah.
Best website, but God forbid you show the .com.
And then it's over.
It's over. Yeah.
There's only a few
Andrew,
like gambling sites.
I feel bad. I feel like you came at me a little bit there.
Why do you feel bad?
I just feel like you targeted me. Did you or no? Did
Bro,
someone
you
tell
had
you
it
to do that?
coming.
No.
Why'd
I
you
thought
come
you were
at me
just
so
being a
hard?
little annoying.
How?
I think you're annoying.
Really?
A little bit. Yeah.
And what makes you think that?
I don't know.
It's gonna be like a therapy session.
Yeah, I mean, what the fuck?
Are you like, I don't know if you're playing a character or you're having like an insecure moment. If you're having a vulnerable, insecure moment, then I want to like
No,
talk
I mean,
about
I'm
it.
kind of playing something, but what?
Oh, if you're playing
what did I
something-
say that triggered
Well,
you to
no.
say that?
I think he's so insecure, and I think he plays his character. 'Cause he's so insecure and
Wait, but
shy.
what did I
and
say that triggered you?
Do you find it hard to be yourself?
I think
No,
that's it.
that's what I do, bro.
Do you think?
But I get shit on a lot for doing that.
No, you get shit on because of the character you play because you can't be yourself.
It's hard to be around people who are being themselves
But
and
wait,
not
what
be
did
yourself.
what did I do that pissed you off?
I wouldn't say I was pissed off. Why would you say
Or what did I do that annoyed you?
you were the one that came back and said that you felt hurt?
I do feel hurt because I feel like you got pissed off at me.
Well, that's what happens when you have real reactions when you're being phony.
When was
you're
I phony?
phony with somebody
When
and
was
then
I
you get a
phony
real
with you?
reaction, you can't be upset.
When was I phony
But
with
you're
you?
doing exactly what you should do. You should try to get your moments. This is a good moment for you.
Bro, you're crazy. You think I'm doing this for clicks?
Even the way your voice sounds when you say it isn't real.
Are you
Do
serious
you think
right
you're
now?
being real?
I'm
just
asking
try to
you.
be
I mean,
you.
I'm supposed to be connected with you as fucking Mishbucha right now, but like you're coming at me, so I'm curious.
He thinks I'm Jewish.
You are, aren't you?
No.
Oh,
no, you're done. Take a lap.
Oh, fuck. Go take a lap, bro.
You would do this to your Jewish brother, huh?
No, never.
Wow.
That we roll like that.
Wow.
It's fucked up.
No, just say how you honestly feel. Don't.
I feel good, bro. I think you're pretty
You don't
funny.
feel good. You don't feel good. You feel insecure right now because you think I don't like you.
I do
Why
feel
do
that
you think? Why do you think I don't like you?
Because you turned on me like probably like an hour 20 into the pod.
And was there anything that maybe you did to change my energy towards you?
Yes.
Or how about this? Do you think that I gave you a fair shot in the beginning?
You did, but I sent a text during the pod, and I think that's when it turned. Is
Right.
that when it turned?
Maybe. I don't know. Your line of questioning after that wasn't great. But I do sense that you're playing a bit of a character, and I don't have as much of a tolerance for characters as I do for authenticity.
You don't think I'm being authentic?
I think in certain moments you were, and that kind of like irritates me.
In what? Can you give us an
Especially
example?
if it's antagonistic. If you're playing a character because you're insecure and you're just trying to do your best to like exist in this moment, which is a high stakes moment, That's okay.
But can you give me an example of when you felt that I was playing a character?
I think you need attention. I think you're doing anything you can to get attention. And right now you're making this podcast about you, which is the most boring part of the conversation. We have much more interesting people to discuss whose lives
this
are more
planned or no?
fascinating.
No,
Oh fuck! I don't ever want to do a podcast again. Straight up.
Even that doesn't sound real.
you might have just retired him.
No, straight
No,
up.
I
Why
think
the
you
fuck would
should.
I ever do this shit again? Straight
No,
up.
you'd never walk away from this.
I honestly can't tell if you're playing a character or not. And I think that that's a real problem. I think it's a real
How
like
do I know that you're not playing a
socializing
character
problem.
right now?
You don't. You just have to decide if you do. The fact that you're upset makes me feel like you don't think I am.
Got it. Well, thank you so much for hurting my self-esteem and probably keeping me inside tonight. Hope you have a great night.
Even that's not real.
Yeah,
So
like
real.
You're going out tonight.
You
for
act
sure.
like I'm not going
you're gonna
out.
fucking-
Yeah, you're gonna party. It's okay, man.
Oh my god.
You're new to this, right?
How long you been doing this?
Entertainment. A while. I think you're a smart
Don't
dude.
get shows going, bro.
No, I want to get him going.
I do
You're gonna
think,
get- you're
I
gonna
do
get
think you're a
dusted.
smart guy.
Okay.
I do think you're a smart dude.
Sure.
I genuinely mean that.
Okay.
I think that you.
But what makes you
wanna-
think that I'm trying to do this for myself? Because I don't give a fuck.
I
We
mean,
can
we're,
take this
we're
out.
all doing this for some sort of self benefit. That's why we're talking
Sure,
on a
but I
microphone.
do this 'cause I
recording
actually
it,
enjoy
and then
it.
putting it on YouTube.
I do this because I enjoy it, though.
I didn't say that you. Two things can be true, right?
Yeah.
You do this because you enjoy it. You also do this because you make money. You also do it because you get clout. You also do it because you get to express your opinions.
Sure.
Multiple things can be true,
Okay.
right? So one thing doesn't override the other.
Sure.
What I'm saying is that if you were being your truest, purest, most authentic self, I think you would have behaved differently in the podcast. You would have got a different behavior from me. I'm not out here to bully someone who feels like insecure. Like, I think that's the worst thing ever. I think that if somebody feels insecure and they're pretending to be something they're not, you know, that's what it is. But I think you need to find yourself a little, man.
I'm just trying to figure out where this took this turn.
We're still talking about you.
No, but where did this take this turn? We don't even have to have the mics on, bro.
Like, okay, the situation already happened. The confrontation already went down. Just move on. All right? That's all you had to do. You didn't have to keep bringing it up, relitigating the same fucking thing that just happened. All right? You don't have to keep talking about how you're such a retard and couldn't wait to text someone. All right? Honestly, he could have gone to the bathroom and texted there. That would have been perfectly fine. All right? But instead, you're just sitting there and texting right in front of him. Like, that's gonna feel a little bit like, okay, well, this guy clearly doesn't care about being here, you know what I mean? Then Steiny decided to add a little bit of a nuance to the situation. He decided to add some extra details to what was going on, and he says that they had 3 hours notice, all right, that they were going to be on a podcast with Andrew Scholes, and the entire day before that podcast, they were running around and doing promotions for Happy Dad. You know, they were going to like a bunch of different beer distributors and everything and taking promotion photos and everything. So they were running around. The guy was a little bit tired. They all were tired.
That's the kind of guy he is. He's a big time guy. Like, all of a sudden he won't shut the fuck up about selling Madison Square Garden, and like that he acts like he's the biggest coming to comedy, and like he'll do your show or you'll do his show, and then a year later he's like, I'm too big for Bradley. He's that kind of guy.
Yeah, I will tell you, I watched his. We had 3 hours notice of doing shows that day.
Oh,
so
that's
and
interesting.
we were doing Happy Dad launches. So we were driving liquor store to liquor store, entertaining fans, getting fucked up, and I'm sitting in the car watching. He just had a special, I think, on Netflix, and it was hilarious. So I was so excited, and I remember I just asked him one question that I think he took as, and I think this is a genuine problem that we have sometimes. I did a video with Steve, and we went to like the studio. There were a few rappers there, and I think there is that fear that like, are these guys f***ing with me? Because historically, there's pranks involved. Like, they can't tell what's genuine and what's not. So I think that could have been going through his head a little bit.
Sure.
So he's like, yo, are these guys f***ing with me or not?
Which, okay, that adds some context to the situation. The only thing is why didn't you say that months ago whenever the drama fucking happened? Why are you saying that now? Like, it's just weird that they went back and like and tried to recharacterize what was going on. It was really dumb. Just, You should have done that whenever the shit was like prominent, whenever everything was happening. You actual little elf. And then, you know, I mean, like, Ethan just kind of agrees with him, all right? He's like, okay, well, you're allowed to ask bad questions. That was a pretty horrendous question, but you're allowed to learn from that, especially since he was new to podcasting and everything. But then he brings up Jeff Wittick and Andrew Scholl's beef that happened a few months ago, which that one definitely paints Andrew Scholl's as more of a fucking asshole, okay?
Oh, it was Jeff Wittick. Did you see their conflict?
Bro, you don't think Jeff, which I've seen you've done some stuff.
Jeff's a buddy of mine.
He texted me
We're tight.
immediately.
Yeah,
was
me
like,
too.
Yo, now I see your side of things.
I felt like he was so gross and condescending. It's just such a colossal
To
asshole.
Jeff?
First of all, the way he came after Jeff really rubbed me wrong. And then his reason ultimately was that, like, Jeff said some mildly insulting thing about him, like, previously, and he was holding a grudge for it. I don't
And
know.
this was on some paywall shit, right? Like he put it on a paywall when he talked about
No, it was leaked by Jeff.
But the episode where he was talking about Jeff was
that
behind
was a
paywall.
Patreon.
Oh, I
think.
don't know. Oh, it was? Yeah, I don't know.
I think that was like the clip of him hating on Jeff for talking about Dobrik was a marketing move to get you to the Patreon.
Oh, you think so? I'm always surprised.
Which in
when
and of
people
itself
think-
is interesting.
Which is
I mean,
that's a good marketing play. I'm not gonna deny that.
I mean, yeah, I guess so.
Well, you got Jeff to respond. It went pretty viral.
But
so I think
I thought it was so f***ing classless how he's like, "Ooh, stop crying about almost dying," and it's like, well, not really. I mean, Jeff was like
the reason I think
very
it's
recently-
classless is because I think that Jeff and him talk off camera frequently.
Yeah,
Because I did Jeff's barbershop and him and Mike were like FaceTiming at Scholl's while he was doing a show, so he wasn't answering. They're like, "Yeah, that's our boy."
mm-hmm.
So I think that if you're a genuine person in this space, like I'd text Brad, yo, if I want to post something, like the other day, I say, "Yo, bro, I'm gonna throw this up. You cool with it?"
Yeah.
So it's always cool to hit up your boy first. So that route of doing it is different.
Also, he went after like the one thing that would like really like the one thing he shouldn't have gone after. If he wanted to talk shit
Well,
on
you can't
Jeff,
really talk shit about Jeff or anything else. You guys. I mean,
Go
now I'm
on.
gonna get all the gay, but
you want to Jeff.
No,
You're not
it's
the only
okay,
one.
bro.
dude,
Yeah, it's okay,
now,
bro.
No,
He's
this is
hot as
not where. Okay, actually, you know what? That's it. You could go with Jeff for a lot of things. He just chose that one.
No, you want to Jeff. Bro.
I didn't-
You're not the only
all
one.
good, dude.
Get in line,
I
brother.
mean, dude, he's like, we went on a run to Miami. Like, the guy's a stud.
So number one, Andrew Scholl's and Jeff Wittick were friends, all right? And then all of a sudden just starts talking about, oh, well, Jeff, why are you crying so much about almost dying in a David Dobrik video? Like, give it a rest, buddy. All right, well, it's a fucking traumatic experience. He got a face full of excavator and has a massive scar on his face now. So, yeah, I mean, that's going to kind of live with you, especially whenever you're reminded of it every single day that you look in the mirror. All right. And then, okay, Steiny makes a good point. Wow, who would have seen that one coming? Definitely not me. He surprised everybody with this one, but he was like, okay, well, it was a pretty good marketing scheme, you know, that whole call out and everything was on their Patreon. So it was definitely good marketing for Andrew Scholl's Patreon. But I guess Jeff was pretty shook up over the whole drama and everything, which, you know, that it makes sense. But at the end of the day, he's a comedian. He's gonna make edgy, like, rude jokes. That's what fucking comedians do. So if you're friends with a comedian, you're gonna have to expect that, yes, the sensitive things in your life are gonna be joked about. I feel like it just comes with the territory. What the fuck do you expect, dude? You can't be too butthurt about it. But, of course, if you want to, like, moral fag over the whole situation with a comedian making jokes about his friend, then, yeah, it was definitely super mean. And he definitely is an asshole. But then, ladies and gentlemen, this is where the podcast really gets interesting, in my opinion, all right? Steiny brings up the fact that, oh, well, you know, Ethan, I got a lot of respect for you whenever you did that whole fresh and fit debate.
I mean, I had
respect it.
respect for you too, because I felt like I watched the whole thing, but I didn't. But I saw every single clip of you with Fresh and Fit.
Oh, yeah.
Which was that on your platform?
Yeah, it was on our show. on our podcast show.
And the clips that I saw, it seemed like you were very, very prepared.
Yes.
Very, very prepared.
Yes.
And they were scrambling a little bit. And I don't know. I got love. Like, I've seen these guys. I met these guys. I lived in Miami. Myron and Fresh. Seen them off camera. They're good people. But it seemed like that Fresh scandal, did that come out right after your pod?
It was live.
No, but you remember when he had like his situation?
Oh, with the girl Daisy. Yeah,
Did that come out after the pod or
I
before?
don't remember. I think it came out right after.
So I will
it came out right after.
I'll give you props because it's like that's not easy. If you're gonna talk shit about someone, at least you give them the opportunity to like.
Which I gotta be honest was a pretty good debate. All right, it was funny. I also just hate Fresh and Fit. So, it made me giggle, all right? I had a good time watching it. But then, ladies and gentlemen, this is where the podcast starts getting interesting because, all right, they start talking about red pill influencers, all right? And Ethan brings up the fact that, well, he's invited a lot of red pillars on to debate and to just, have a conversation and make content together. But a lot of them have turned him down and bitched out, in his opinion.
Dude, that's one of my favorite things when I have like go in on someone. It's one of my favorite things is to bring them on the show and talk about it. Like I feel like I can stand on my and I do prepare. I've done a lot of those debates, and I've invited like a ton of these alpha dudes that I shit on, and a lot of them just bitch out. It's like, dude, they spend all day calling me a beta, but it's like who's out from trying to.
And then they kind of keep talking, all right, and they bring up the fact that Sneako draped his balls on a man's face before. And then they bring up and react to the famous Sneako cuck story, that wonderful video and podcast that will haunt him for the rest of his life. Which, surprisingly, Bradley Martin and Steiny, neither of them actually saw it before, so I was kind of surprised about that. But this led them to then call Sneako on FaceTime, and Ethan and him had a little impromptu debate. And we are going to watch that because, holy shit, it's enjoyable. And hopefully, ladies and gentlemen, this will lead to an official H3H3 and Sneako debate. Because, if it's as good as what happened here, then, dude, it's going to be fucking fantastic, all right? But before we get into that, just 1 second, I do want to bring up the fact that Ethan in this podcast says that, his old stuff, he was a lot more creatively fulfilled by. He enjoyed a lot more, like his old reaction videos and everything. And he says oh, well, it just wasn't feasible for me to continue to do that.
I can't hide the fact that I'm like a drama YouTuber.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. It is what it is. The thing is, people go, oh, he's changed. I mean, I got famous doing these commentary videos on YouTube. I don't know if you guys watch those.
Yeah, I remember.
But
I haven't seen those. Will you tell me?
I was
reaction videos?
I used to make really big commentary channels. I would make one video or commentary videos. I'd make a video a week for a few years, and it was big. It's my main channel, H3H3 Production. So if you want to see the stuff, it's there still. But I was doing the same thing back then. I was just being like a catty, but I was more organized and thoughtful about it because it was filmed and edited. Mm-hmm. But now it's just
live.
It is what, and obviously I make mistakes sometimes, and I don't like that, sometimes, what's your question?
No, just
is it easy engagement? Yeah, definitely.
You see the naked shit just goes crazy, but then it's just it sucks that it is that way sometimes. You gotta throw shade at somebody, start a beef, get some views, get some clicks, when it's I'd rather see someone really be funny or creative and really just that route. It's gonna be harder.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah.
If I could make my whole, so I was making my career, I think, being creative and original and creating, but it was art creatively and artistically, it was a lot more fulfilling, but it wasn't for me sustainable.
Yeah.
So. And I tried to be real about my criticisms of people in general.
No, yeah.
So on one hand, but yeah, I mean, I have a ton of respect for people that just get out there and make creative works and don't like talk or get in the way. Like that's a good way to be.
Which is kind of sad, you know? I mean, like, he opted for the thing that made him more money, but he's less creatively fulfilled by. So I mean, at the end of the day, you gotta eat, you gotta have a roof over your head, you gotta feed your kids and everything. You gotta get your bag. But if you're opting out of creative fulfillment, then I don't know, man. Maybe try and find a good balance between the two. Maybe occasionally upload those old reaction videos that you used to be fulfilled by, and then still do this podcasting and shit primarily. But hey, I mean, that's just my opinion. I know no one gives a shit about my opinion on that one, but besides the fact of him not being as fulfilled by the content that he's making, I feel like the past year, Ethan has definitely, improved a lot. From one, losing weight, which I would attribute to his friendship with Bradley Martin. So, W. Bradley Martin, let's go, gym bros. Stay winning. Health always wins. Always comes out on fucking top, baby.
I think if you just got jacked, everyone would love you again.
If I got jacked?
If you were jacked doing the same thing, everyone would be like,
you think so?
Yeah, dude.
Even
if you said the same shit, they'd be like, but he's jacked though.
It's true because I think like you gym guys, you really respect the muscles. I should, man.
Dude, it would change the game.
I gotta get jacked.
Seriously, because then no one can say shit.
Go to the gym, you fucking lazy bastard. Go lift right now, you little fucking pig. Between him losing weight, okay, and him quitting the podcast with Hassan Piker, it just seems like he's a lot happier at the place that he is right now.
They went to her funeral and beat the shit out of people and ripped the Palestinian flag off of her. Palestinians can't have a moment of peace in this fucking world. They can't even mourn the dead.
He's able to sit down with two guys, okay, with Steiny and Bradley Martin, who definitely they disagree on a lot of things politically, and he's able to have a cordial conversation. He's not like just saying all of this bullshit. He's not saying, hey, I hope you're the first one to die in the new Holocaust. He's a lot happier, it seems. So let's hope he stays improving and keeps winning. All right, that's what I like to see. On to the fun little debate shit, okay?
Well, see, that's the problem. You invited me.
Yeah, we're gonna do it, dude.
But just first question, just ask him without telling him anything, how many Jews died in the Holocaust?
So right off the rip, okay, Ethan wants to ambush him, which for the content would be super, super funny. I totally understand. But in a political sense, in a debate sense, yeah, it's a little scummy. But also, this is a drama YouTuber. He doesn't give a shit about being scummy. He's not a debate bro, okay? He's not a fucking politics guy. He he doesn't give a shit about playing fair, all right?
Called him earlier.
He's getting, I'm busy teabagging another man.
Oh my God.
Oh, I can feel your eyelashes tickling my balls right there.
I feel like we need to get a hold of him because it's like, he's not
Yeah,
going to defend himself.
Can we
Yo.
Ask it.
You didn't answer my call the other day. I did.
We're on a podcast.
I'm staying completely out of this. This is between two people. Ask it. Should we have him ask him?
No, not me.
Here.
I don't want him to know.
Ethan is here. Do you want me to ask him? I don't feel comfortable asking him.
Okay, here.
Him?
Yeah.
All right.
Yo, Sneako, I'm gonna tell you
I
this.
didn't want him to know, but go ahead.
I've showed you mad love this podcast. I've said, yo, Sneako's been respectful. Have I not?
No, you've talked very kindly of him.
I said, yo, I respect Sneako. He asked me why. I said, yo, he's me since day one. He's never switched up. So I've said that.
All right, and this is true. Steiny was fucking glazing Sneako hella hard, all right? He was sucking Sneako's fucking anti-Semitic dick. Like the good little Jew boy he is, he was guzzling some fucking Nazi cum out of this dude. All right. No, in seriousness, he just said, okay, yeah, he's seen the weird anti-Semitic, like, Holocaust stuff that he said in the past. And Steiny said that he's not really sure what's real and what's for the cameras and everything.
What about Sneako? Didn't he recently call you out to do some debate?
Sneako is like, so I would debate. I think,
genuinely don't like Sneako.
The thing is,
that
well,
I think
obviously,
is
right?
fair. Yeah.
That's obviously. I mean, he's like, I mean, how can I like him? He's like a Holocaust denying Nazi. He's like actually like a Nazi. Like
Yeah,
that. I'm
I
not
mean-
even like being silly when I say that. Like he is a Holocaust denying conspiracy
That makes it
theorist.
tough for me too, because I am Jewish and like
Steinberger.
Yeah.
Is that your full name?
Steinberg, but you didn't even know it.
That's
but,
funny.
Sneako's
I totally
always
guessed
been
that,
such
by
a
the
good
way.
friend to me off camera. So it's just like that's what I'm telling you. I don't know what's genuine, what's not.
I would love to talk to Sneako. In his specific, I did a lot of like Holocaust debating with Fresh and Fit, and it was pretty disturbing just how like down the conspiracy hole they are with specifically with Jewish
You
people.
think that's real though, or is that for like we were talking about engagement?
Why the
Let's be real. Well, I'll tell you why. Because there's a lot more Muslims out there than there are Jews.
Listen, if it's fake, I don't give a. He's still saying it.
Now, in my personal opinion, it is 100% real, given all of the people he associates with, all of the weird debates that he has, okay, and it's not just a joke. He's actively trying to convince people that, yeah, Jews are really, really bad people, which is fucking brain dead. Okay, listen. I like a good old Jew joke every once in a while, okay? Gotta be honest. All right, even if it's like weird stereotypical Jew jokes, I love them, all right? Because stereotypes are funny. But there's a difference between making stereotype jokes, all right, and then just being blatantly racist and anti-Semitic and having genuine like JQ debates and shit. Yeah, there's a big difference there, guys, big difference. But let's continue.
Brings us in here, and now we're watching a clip about you talking about a sex party.
Where dudes, where the part where some dude's eyelashes tickled your balls. You heard that.
I want to do it.
He's talking about this video.
Can
I'll
they
just
hear
point it
him?
out.
Hold on. Can the audience hear him?
Yeah, if they're on
So he
here.
goes, sorry, what was that? I was like, yeah, you heard me. You heard that.
Well, I don't know necessarily how we got here now at this point. I'm a little confused.
Just
but
ask him how many Jews died in the Holocaust.
Ethan wants me to ask you how many Jews died in the Holocaust. I have no idea.
Put the phone up to the speaker. Yeah.
Okay, so what does this have to do with the video? You're
Don't
playing?
answer.
What's,
Don't judge.
What is it? I don't
Come on, bro.
what are you
Just
trying to do?
answer.
No, so
He's
because
dodging.
I was saying that he should debate you, and then we started talking about you, and then he started like giving his opinion on you, and then he was.
Tell him instead of playing these clips and trying to do like common snaky tactics, like we could do the debate that he called out for. If he's too afraid to do it, then
Ask
it's fine.
him
Like, he
to
can
stop.
continue to do the same
Can I talk to
tactics
him?
that
I'll
we've
talk to
seen.
him.
Yeah. Here.
Ouch. Hey, Sneako.
Use the mic.
You called to do this debate.
Sneako, can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear him? Is it picking
You just got to
up?
put him like this against the mic.
Where's the speaker on the top?
It's on the bottom. The bottom.
Oh, the bottom. Sneako, how many Jews died in the Holocaust?
We'll do the debate that you all called for whenever you want
Just-
to do it.
it's
We don't
such
need
a
to do
simple
this.
question,
I'm not gonna
and-
do this on FaceTime with you.
Why?
You know how I feel about what you talk about and everything you do.
Okay, so he knows what he thinks about him being Jewish? Is that what you mean, Sneako? What do you think about Jewish people, Sneako? What's so wrong about being Jewish, Sneako? I mean, it is a simple question. He could just answer it. All right, you know, it's how many people do you think died in the Holocaust? All right. How many Jews died? But maybe he answers it, okay? Maybe I'm just pausing before his answer, and I'm mischaracterizing this interaction.
How many Jews died in the Holocaust? Why? That's such a easy. That's like a softball, right?
I mean, I wasn't there. How many?
There you go.
What do you think?
Well, I mean, it's about 6 million, right? Is the general historical estimate.
Yeah, it was exactly that. No more, no less. It was exactly that. Let's do
Wow,
this.
that is like so. That's like the dumbest, lowest IQ take ever. Do you really think people are saying? Hold on, Sneako. Do you really think people are?
Okay, so there you guys go. He wasn't there, number one, so he doesn't know. And then whenever Ethan puts out a number, he's like, yep, that's the exact number, no more, no less. Okay, well, obviously, whenever you're talking about it, you're gonna generalize, all right? Whether you're rounding up or rounding down. Just kind of like a, like a YouTube title, okay? It sounds a lot better whenever you say 6 million flat rather than, 5,977,000, like, 245 or whatever the fuck. Yeah, I mean, okay. Yeah, if you round up a little bit, that's not bad, okay? You don't have to be somewhere for there to be accurate records taken, okay, of a historical event, specifically of that magnitude. I mean, and it's like, you could say the exact same thing for this whole Palestinian shit. Well, I'm not in Palestine right now. I'm not over there, so I don't actually think that kids are dying from Israel bombs. Like, buddy, the exact same argument can be made for your, like, political side.
Is the general historical estimate.
Yeah, it was exactly that. No more, no less. It was exactly that. Let's do this.
Wow, that is like so. That's like the dumbest, lowest IQ take ever. Do you really think people are saying? Hold on, Sneako. Do you really think people are saying that exactly 6 million Jews died? Like, I mean,
exactly that, yeah.
So you're pretty dumb in bad faith if that's where you're starting from.
All right, if I'm so dumb, then do the thing that you call for.
You said you weren't at the Holocaust, so you don't know. You're a Muslim, right? Are you hesitating on that one too? Do you not know?
You know the answer to these questions.
What? You know the answers to the question. All right, yes. All right, well, if he knows the answers to the question, why aren't you answering the question? The question was for you. Like, if you're a Muslim, why are you not saying that you're a Muslim? Yeah, he was just asking. Why is that such an offensive thing to ask? But I mean, this is really reminiscent of the whole fresh and fit debate, especially during like the portion of the debate whenever they were talking about the Holocaust and everything. They did like almost the exact same thing. They were like, I don't know, Ethan, how many people do you think died?
Hold on, let me talk to coconuts. Coconuts. You've seen this video, this movie, correct?
I've seen everything.
Bro, why are we here? Are we doing? Are we gonna talk? Or are we gonna be silly?
For some reason, they think that is the trump card that they have. Like, oh well, how many you think? Yeah, that's how many. Like, that's It's not answering the question. It's just making you look like a slimy little weasel. Then again, these are pretty blatantly racist people. So, being a slimy weasel person is kind of in their MO,
What do you say?
He said, you know the answer to these questions.
Yeah.
Well, were you there when like Muhammad flew a winged horse to heaven?
What are you talking about?
Were you there? Then how do you know what happened?
What are you talking about? Sneako, do you not know your own religion, dude? He flew a fucking horse, a Pegasus, into heaven, into Valhalla, or not Valhalla, but into Allah's fucking pussy, dude. He flew it the whole way up to heaven. How are you gonna claim to be a Muslim and not know the lore to your own fucking religion, dude? That's like me saying, oh yeah, I'm Christian, but what are you talking about, Noah's Ark? What the fuck's that, dude? It's a basic thing, man. Basic thing. Were you there for whenever Muhammad fucked a 9-year-old? Were you there? How do you know that happened? Maybe it didn't happen. But I mean, hey, Sneako really likes to defend child marriage.
That was before I reverted to Islam. She's asking me questions that I didn't know the answer to. I understand now that the parents have better decision-making abilities than the woman, and it was a different time. And Muhammad, peace be upon him, was definitely not a pedophile. He had many wives. A lot of them were older than him. I think his first wife was 50 when he was 25. He was friends with Aisha, peace be upon her. He was friends with her parents. I don't think that that's an example of pedophilia, no.
I don't know. Seems like he knows about that one.
See, we have to, things happen and they're documented historically, and we can't pick and choose what we believe in. Like, if you want to actually go through the evidence and see, like...
Sorry, real quick there. Ethan was just whipping and nay-naying on fucking Sneako there for a second. Let's rewind that shit. He was literally whipping and nay-naying on his fucking bitch ass, on his retard ass. Holy shit.
Documenting that the Nazis did. They couldn't have kept the records better, but you're going to sit here and say I wasn't there. I mean, you obviously don't believe that you believe the Holocaust was greatly exaggerated. At least admit to that.
Nope, I said it's exactly what they said it was.
It was exactly 6 million, no more, no less.
Exactly.
And do you still dream about a fellow's eyelashes tickling your balls when you jerk off? Because I bet that felt pretty good.
Saying this to my face when I see you.
Why are you mad? Why are you mad? Because I can imagine that felt really good. I mean, okay. I like my balls tickled.
When you look in your wife's eyes and you see that the IDF soldier that's genociding Palestinians, you feel good about that?
Well, it's mandatory conscription, so I mean everybody's.
It's mandatory.
Yeah.
All right, and then he brings up, okay, that his wife was an IDF soldier. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I wasn't there. I didn't see her be an IDF soldier. So I don't actually think that she was an IDF soldier. How do I know? I wasn't there. I don't think it happened.
Yeah, so when you're with your wife and you see an IDF soldier.
Say what?
You're happy sharing a bed with an IDF soldier that's genociding Palestinians. That makes you happy?
Well, my wife hasn't killed anybody or participated in like combat, but like I do love my wife. I am
part of the military that's committing genocide right now. You're comfortable sharing a bed with somebody who's participating in that?
She hasn't participated in that.
And here's the thing: since it's mandatory conscription, okay, she's not willingly joining up for it. It would be one thing if she volunteered, okay, for the IDF, all right? Then you would have a little bit more of an argument. Okay, here's another thing. What about all the people that fucking Islam killed? Okay, what about all of them? See, we can play this little moral grandstand game all day, but whenever you start playing those kinds of games, nobody wins because everyone was an asshole. Okay, throughout all of history, people have done very bad things to each other. That's just kind of a general thing that everyone has to accept. Every single group of people throughout all of time have been assholes to one another. Fucking get over it, okay? And here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care because what other people have done in the past, all right, doesn't reflect on me, okay? Just like all of those Palestinians right now are not to blame for that October 7th terrorist attack. Just Hamas and the terrorists are to blame. If you really want to attack Israelis and say that every Israeli that is forced to participate in their military is an evil, awful human being, then you have to say that every single Palestinian is a bloodthirsty, Jew-hating anti-Semite. You have to say that, okay? That's just a theory. Racial theory. Yeah, I don't know, man. Now, if I'm wrong about that, okay, if I am somehow so horribly wrong that that I look retarded, then I don't care. I'm not wrong, but but whatever.
No. part of the IDF?
Well, she was, she was part of the IDF, as all Israelis are. I love my wife, and I'm very proud and happy to share my bed with her. I'm very critical of the Israeli government, though, and I agree it's terrible what's happening there. Do you want to tell me how many Jews died in the Holocaust, or how good it feels to get your balls tickled with eyelashes? Come on, bro, do you know what would be good? Next time, bring like a bird feather. That would be hot as shit. And just tickle the sack with that. That would be really exciting. All right, you seem upset.
What is going on?
You seem upset. You seem upset. Well, I'll let you go.
Massage right now, but when I see you say all this to my
You
face,
gonna get a happy ending there or no?
No, I'm not a deviant like you are.
Okay. Oh, I'm not a Mister. You know. Usually
You're not a deviant like him? Okay, Sneako. All right, buddy. Let's just forget about the times whenever you did Molly. Just last year, in fact, he was outed by his ex-girlfriend, Xena the Witch, for doing Molly because she kept buying Molly for him. Uh-oh, Sneako, why weren't you being genuine, buddy? Let's just forget about all the times that you've done streams with OnlyFans girls, even though you constantly shit on them every single day. Here's the thing. Whether you like it or not, you're promoting those girls by having them on your stream. Yeah, I know, that's crazy. Because all of your little desperate, retard, fuckwit fans, okay, they're gonna look up those girls, alright? Sorry to break it to you, alright? They're gonna get a fucking bump, okay? They're gonna make money off of your desperate little fans who hate on women and then turn around and jack off to them in the shadows, in the crypts that they call their bedrooms.
boys, but you nut up your boys. You go nut to nut with your boys. All right, here, I'm gonna hand the phone back to Sneako. Enjoy your massage. You're gonna, sorry that you're so mad during your massage. Sorry if I ruined that
No,
for you.
great, man. I look forward to the debate you're running from.
Well, I literally am talking to you on FaceTime right now. I'm very clearly not running from a debate. You're the one that's like, oh, stop asking me questions you know the answers to. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, I'm not here to talk about feathers with a 50-year-old man. I'll talk about Zionism when you're ready.
That's all you want to talk about.
So he wants to talk about Zionism. He wants to debate Zionism. All right. So he was just in the middle of a massage the entire time talking about the Holocaust. Dear God. Yeah, I hope that they actually end up having a debate.
Nothing else to talk to you about. You don't stand for anything and you're a fraud.
Okay. Cool.
This is the build-up.
This is crazy.
Brad, take your phone back
Sorry,
before I walk out of here.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so anyway.
Yeah, you're a fucking fraud, dude. You're a fucking fraud. What the fuck are you? But there you go, guys. That is the video. Alright, that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about. Like, comment, and subscribe for more videos in the future. Gay retard out.